Hello there and welcome back to my team career for Forza Jackson Racing. We're going to Brazil in round 14 of the season. Let's have a quick recap of the driver standings. We are 5th in that championship, 128 points. Came 6th out in Mexico last time, followed from an 8th in USA. Still in the points here, a good run since that DNF in the Netherlands. An update on our rival with Lance Stroll. It's a neck and neck, 8 points each with 4 races remaining. We're hoping to get that one over the line. Okay, so here we go in Brazil. It is absolutely pouring it down. We're going to have to go out on the intermediate tyre. It's just not wet enough for the full wets. But the track is not looking good here as we start our qualifying lap. Look at the rain coming down as we make that left-hander in the first corner. We missed the apex there. Catch it on the second one. A bit of a left-hander here into the long straight where, when the weather permitting, the DRS does open up and it's a great spot to try and get some overtakes done. Hit the heavy braking into the left-hander. Easy to lose the car there if you're too aggressive. We backed out of it a little bit there and it just shows in the placing so far as we run wide there. Sharp right-hander take a lot of apex in. Oh, the car taking some grass there. That is not the optimal way round the track. Another right-hander. The car behaving so... Oh! Just as I say, the car is behaving nicely. It steps out at the back. Swing it left-handed here. This is a really nice part of the track in the dry. It's a sweeping left-hander. DRS opens up. Great overtaking spot. No DRS obviously because of the rain at the minute. We're coming over the line. Match stop looks like it's in P1. We look like we're coming P9.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Verstappen, Gasly and Valtteri Bottas. Welcome along then to the place where heroes and history are made. It's where the 2008 title was decided in the final corner. And it's the place, a year later, that Jenson Button stormed through from 14th on the grid to claim his one and only Drivers' Championship. It's Interlagos, and it's time for the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's an unusual anti-clockwise race here at Interlagos, where the Sao Paulo locals are packed into the grandstands at each of the 15 corners around this classic 2.7-mile circuit. 2 very fast sections bookend the famous and highly technical Sector 2, where getting a good run out of Junção into one of the 2 DRS zones will be the key to any overtaking prospects today. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Pierre Gasly in P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Hamilton, Leclerc, Carlos Sainz and Tsunoda, Norris, Jackson, Stroll and Daniel Ricciardo.
So here we go then, it's 18 laps in Brazil, 20 minutes prospective time. We're going to start on them soft tyres and switch to the mediums. Let's see how it goes here as we get 5 lights. And away goes, the lights held for a long time then. We're starting P8, can we make the positions up on this straight? We try it down the inside, it's not there for us. Car gets a little squiggly there. We lost the positions. Daniel Ricciardo take it back on the second turn. Down this front straight. DRS will open up this race now as it is dry from last night in qualifying. Lando Norris in front of us. Daniel Ricciardo behind us. It's a McLaren sandwich that we're stuck in. What can we do here on lap 1? See a nice shot there of the car taking a right-hander. Looks like it went a little bit wide and he's cutting some grass there. Right on the back of the McLaren of Lando Norris. Car gets squirrely. That is not what you want. Danny Ricciardo's trying it on the inside. A lot of wheel banging there. Just get a warning for a collision, but looks optimistic if you ask me from Daniel Ricciardo. as we look to finish lap 1 already. Remember, in Brazil, it is very fast laps. In a couple of laps' time, when the DRS opens up at this part, it's a great overtaking spot. As we complete lap 1 and go into lap 2 here, nothing to be done. Danny Ricciardo just a bit too far back, and we are too far back from Lando Norris to make a move. Next lap we'll have DRS down this back straight. As we join back here, end of lap 2, start of lap 3, DRS is enabled now. So there we go, we hear it from Jeff that Daniel Ricciardo not keeping up with our pace, but 2 bad corners there might actually just lead Daniel Ricciardo back into it. We get DRS here on Lando Norris. Can we make a move? Too far back. Couldn't risk a dive on the inside there. Start of lap 4 here, and it's the same old story. We can't get close enough to Lando Norris. Danny Ricciardo half a second behind us. Some positives there that we are still in front of Lance Stroll, our rival. Too far back to try it on Norris down the DRS straight. Pulling away from Daniel Ricciardo. End of lap 4 here into lap 5. Are we close enough this time to try on Lando Norris? We back off. Is that tactical? Because we have got this DRS straight here, and we definitely look closer than we have done for the last 2 laps. DRS opens up. We're gaining on Lando Norris. We tried on the inside. Lando Norris tries to defend the inside. He has defended it. Wheel banging there. Contact is made. We get past. I'm not sure how legal that move was. FIA have not told us to reverse it yet. We run wide there. We let Lando Norris back in here. Danny Ricciardo's in the mix here as well. Lance Stroll getting in the mix. We just take that one back off Lando Norris. But look at the 2 McLarens here. They are hunting, wheel banging again. Lando Norris tries it on the inside. Can't complete that move just yet. We are sticking to him. We've got our nose in front there. But problems will happen now, as this is the DRS, which will open up, and we can see Lando Norris already taking advantage of that. As we pit, we've decided it is a perfect time for us to throw it in the pit lane, and all that wheel banging has resulted in a new front wing needed, and that is going to lose us so much time and places in this race.
Complete, go now.
And to think we was fighting for P7 at that moment in time. Sebastian Vettel out of the session. That Aston Martin having reliability issues. As we're saying, we were fighting for P7, and that was bunched up to Lance Stroll's in P10. Having to change the front wing loses us time in the pit stop, which means I just do not see a way how we take points out of this race now. With cars starting to make their pit stops, we actually come out behind our teammate George Russell, who was 6 to 7 places behind us pre-pit stops. And that to me tells us everything you need to know. It's going to be a mountain to climb to get back in the pit at the points, sorry. As we do gain on George Russell here. The DRS section to come. A little bit of a mess up on the gear shifting then. So that dropped a gear too early. It's George Russell. It's a DRS train here. It's all about, can Jackson use the slipstream to get past his teammate and slingshot him past? Will he make a move? Decides against it here. Look how close he's there. He has to veer out onto the dirty line of the track. Surely makes a move here, using the slipstream, gets DRS on this straight, remember, goes on the inside. What a move that is on his teammate. Takes the wider line as well to defend it. George Russell going to try it up the inside. He actually takes the position back. Taking the wide line on the exit there. Hindered rather than helped. George Russell blonks his car right back in front. There will be more DRS zones. Oh, George Russell's on the hard tyre as well. Oh, the car doesn't comply there. He's on lap 14 here of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Jackson's still chasing his teammate after an unsuccessful attempt at overtaking him. That is an awful corner there. He's cut the grass and that's going to dirt his tyres up. That's not going to help. Look how close he is to George Russell. Goes on the outside this time and actually makes a move of it. Much better that time on the outside. George Russell looks to stay with him. Can't do it in the braking zone there.
On track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time and there are no plans for a safety car right now.
So he gets the move done on lap 15. Giovinazzi to catch here on lap 17 of the race.
Final lap of the race.
Final lap. In 12th. Wow, what a corner cut there. And warned for it. That was bad. DRS open on Giovinazzi, who doesn't have it. I must say though, that corner cut favouring and helping Jackson out there. 6 seconds.
Good job, nice overtake.
To Daniel Ricciardo, who remember we was in front of at the start of this race. And Ricciardo's dropped back to 10th position there, so there must have been something wrong with their pit stops there as well. As Max Verstappen takes the Grand Prix win for Red Bull Racing.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
We are just going around the final couple of corners. A really disappointing day today. P11
Okay,
and
gap ahead
P13
is 6.3
for the
seconds.
team. No points gained. That stops the run of point finishes that the team had. Here we come, finishing the race. P11.
Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, they certainly stood out as a...
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations. Top of the table has shrunk somewhat today. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
It's got